Monday morning. I thought I'd jump on while I'm waiting to pick somebody up. Been a busy morning already. I went to a client site this morning to look at the standard. It's a site that we're coming off eventually, because we're just moving away from construction. There's not enough profit margin here for us in construction, so it's a site that we're eventually going to move off. We just I went and did look because we had a couple of things about standards, and the standard was okay. I wouldn't say it was wow factoring, but it was okay, which was pretty decent. But just some things to pick up. Just, sometimes you take some people, they just haven't got that attention to detail. So did that this morning. A bit pissed off though, because the client had me waiting around for a little bit. Like, I was there at 8 o'clock. I had another meeting at 9, and then he rings me at 20 past 8 saying he's on his way, and I'm like, well, that's not good enough. If we say 8 o'clock, it's fucking 8 o'clock, innit? So and I'm not a type person, whether you're a client, whether you're a staff member, I don't really care. Like, if we give a time, we give a time. So and that was the key thing for me, is the fact that we're giving you a time and you haven't honoured it. So that shows a complete lack of respect, which is another reason we're moving from construction, because it just ain't good enough for me, and the standards and their level of respect is just not there. So that's the one thing. And then I've just done a couple of calls from the car, because I got a close friend that had to fly out abroad to this. Her mum's not very well, so I've just dropped my daughter off in college. I'm about to pick up my friend's son, take him to the orthodontist, drop him there before my meeting at 10:30. Even as a great thing about owning your own business and being a leader though as well, is that you can sometimes have some flexibility. So even though you work loads of hours, some flexibility, and then I'm back-to-back meetings then all day, and then take my daughter to dance, and then playing football tonight. So parents feed kids for my boys' football, so I'm gonna go and play that today. Probably gonna regret it, but he wants me to go, so there we are. Yeah, that's pretty much my day. But I got a meeting with a potential investment opportunity with a business, and I'll tell you more once I know more. I got another meeting then with a young entrepreneur that doesn't know what he really wants to do. He's got a business, not sure he wants to do it, so we're gonna second meeting. We met with him last week to see how he's going on. Obviously catch up with all the management team today, just to see how we are from revenue and that wise. We'll close out week in all the businesses, because obviously the end of the month, and then so really busy. And then I got a chock-a-block week all week, because obviously I'm back in Spain as of next week. So yeah, really good, really busy, and kind of looking forward to it. Okay, so the shift is to go from operator to owner. So right now, most of us are in this section. We operate our business. We're there. We're in the mix of it. We're in our business. We're going to try and get you from operator to owner. So you own the business. So you're on it. You're not in it. Does that make sense? You don't have to be there every day. Like I said to you, I speak to my team once a week on a Monday. I have a management and CEO meeting once a week for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. They just report, and then they crack on, unless it's an emergency. Anybody else out there, quick question of the day, anybody else out there have days where you just think, I just want to be on my own? No, I love my family, got a great family, got a great work life, but sometimes you just think, like I'm on my own now walking my dog, but you just think, I just want to be on my own. And I don't like to throw the word mental health around, but sometimes you feel overwhelmed, you've got lots going on, you're trying to sort your head out, you just need a bit of peace and calm. But your family needs you, your kids need you. I run multiple businesses, so I'm constantly on the go with all that as well. You got to make 100,000 decisions a fucking day, excuse my language. And sometimes you just wanna get away for a bit, don't you? You just need like half an hour to an hour peace. And even when you try and get it, like you try and go in the bedroom, try whatever it is, it just doesn't seem to work, does it? So anybody else feel like that? Anybody else feel that sometimes nobody gives you a sort of space or headspace, or is it just me? And if it is, how do you guys deal with it? Because sometimes when we are really struggling, we just need some space to just be ourselves, but everybody wants a piece of you all the time, don't they? So I try and get out with the dog, but she's not the most energetic person, and sometimes like I'm getting out with her early, because when it's warm she can't go. So how do you guys deal with that? And it's called, that sort of mental health space. we just need a bit of thinking and breathing time. Shoot me back and let me know in the comments how you guys do it. Good morning, how are you all doing? Busy day yesterday. I was hoping to record more, but it just didn't stop. So after I did the meeting with a construction client, I thought I'd sold it all there. I then had meetings back to back pretty much from 10 o'clock right the way till 3 o'clock, were non-stop. So didn't have I didn't think have a chance to record it, but I spoke to a couple of one-to-one coaching clients who were struggling with some stuff. So I spoke to them about sales, marketing, what they're struggling with, that sort of thing, which was really good. Then I had a meeting, obviously, with a young lad that's got a business that he was questioning. We're back on track now. We know what we do. We give some action points to flow from there. Then a funny thing happened then. So after the construction client, and this is, I want to know your opinion here, right? So I had a meeting with a construction client yesterday. All was good, sorted it all out. They had a few concerns. I had a few concerns. We put it together, okay? I leave, I go to my meetings, and I have a phone call off my team on site that one of the managers on that site think it's okay to scream and shout and abuse the staff because he didn't think it was a good enough clean. Now, I get people get annoyed if stuff will not happen, and I'm all for constructive feedback, right? What I don't do, or I don't allow, and I don't do in any of my businesses, I don't allow people to shout and scream at people, right? Because that's not a way to talk to people. There's lack of respect there. It's just not a good enough way to deal with people. So he screamed at my staff, told them to get the F off site because they're effing useless, and all the other words. I'm not going to say it all, right? So they leave, they ring me. I said, right, look, I'm going to deal with this now. So I speak to some of the management team, and I'm like, I'm pulling the contract. Bit shocked they were. What do you mean? I said, I'm done. It's not worth it. We can't get people to go there because of this guy. We've already reported this guy to his bosses. Nothing's been done. So I was like, I'm pulling the contract. So I contacted them. I was like, look, as of now, the contract's gone. If you want to go down the legal route, let's go for it. But you've abused these staff, and it doesn't help that these staff, they are they're foreign staff. I employ foreign staff. So they thought it was a race thing. I'm not saying it was, but you cannot speak to the staff the way you do, and didn't even get an apology. What were you doing? That if it was your business and you had staff being abused by a client, what would you do? Because my thing was to absolutely just get rid of them. Let's get rid of them. Let's get them off. It's just not good enough, because I want staff to feel safe and happy going to school, going to work, not feel like they are always on edge. Did I make the right call or not? Let me know. Yeah, so once I dealt with that, I then took my daughter to dance, picked my boy up, because then it was parents v kids football. Now, it's been about 6 months since I played football. I used to play quite regularly before Christmas, on a Monday night, on a Wednesday night, but things have changed. They moved it to a Monday. I can't do a Monday. So yeah, it was it's changed a little bit. So I was just going to stand at the back. I told my boy I was just going to mark him, end up playing in goals. To be fair, some great saves. Some of their parents called me the cat, because I actually got down and saved some low shots, saved some high shots. How I did it, I have no idea, but I did it anyway. So that was quite fun. And then ended the night, by 10 o'clock then I was shattered, and I'm aching like a bitch this morning because I didn't warm up, and I used muscles again. I haven't used for ages, but it's got me thinking I want to get back into five-a-side. So I'm looking for a five-a-side thing to get back into so I can play again. So that'll be quite good. Maybe even set one up in the summer now with my boy and his friends. Who knows? Yeah. This morning, on the way to go local to do some one-to-one coaching with them. Then I got my therapy session. I had an NLP therapy session with Steph Scanlon. Unless it's catastrophic, I don't miss it at all. So I got that this morning, and then once I've done that, I'm actually going to meet with my dad because he wants to chat with me, and I know what it's going to be about, right? His message was, I want to chat with you. Can we have a bit of a conversation on our own? It's going to be with my sister. Now, as most of you know, me and my sister don't speak. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but that he's going to try and be a peacemaker. today's the day. I just hope to pray that he doesn't ambush me with my sister being there when I turn up for this conversation, because I'm not going to react very well to that. And then I'm meant to be in London this week, but I may not be there now. So if anybody will come and see me in London, I may not be there now, but I will keep you all posted. I'll send an email out, just because I've got a lot to do before I fly to Spain this weekend. So yeah, all good, everything's happy, and I will catch you all soon. So what a busy day after yesterday. So I had my session, NLP session. Always feel great after that, with Steph Scanlon, and then some family stuff to deal with. Who would have families, huh? Love the bits, but there's always a drama. That's why I live so far away from mine. Go back and forward as and when I want to. So that was that. And then this morning, early start, Castle Connections, great networking event in Cardiff, which has had a great day again this morning. So we did that this morning, which was really good. Good room, good energy, some good connections made, and then I jumped straight into a one-to-one meeting straight after with a website design company who also does a little bit of business strategy coaching, because always looking to expand my network, bring people on and help, because I don't see competition as competition. I see competition as people you can expand and help do business with. Does that make sense? So if it's competition and you're scared of it, you're not good enough at your job. That's why I always say to my people, always say to myself, if I'm afraid of the way you if I'm afraid of competition in the room, then I'm not doing the best of my job, and I should probably be in a different sector. So yeah, that's happened really well. And now I'm about to go do some admin, jump on. I got another meeting at 11 with a financial advisor who again wants to pitch me some stuff, which I'm always for, always out, and to expand my network. She might know some people that need me and what have you. And then from there, then I've got a call with a potential LinkedIn trainer, because I want to see whether I can, grow the LinkedIn training side of my business, but with an expert that knows what they're doing. So I'm going to do that, and then drive to London. So London baby. I'm going to see a clinical doctor, should we call him that, just to see what's going on in my head a little bit, and then after that I will be, sounds really bad on it, here you go. After that then I will be meeting my team, my management team, and seeing how the day goes with them and where we are for the month end, because month end's now due tomorrow, so I want to make sure we're in a good strong position for that. Evening, out for my little evening stroll with her. I was out to show her, she loves me on camera. So a really busy day today after. Business partner and CEO of the facility group flew in, picked her up, and then went to meet one of the new area managers who's going to take over basically all of Mid Wales and Midlands. So she's going to run that for us, which is brilliant. Looking forward to that. But yeah, and then looked at the new marketing plan, signed the new marketing plan off today for May, June, July, and the rest of the year really. But obviously he'll tweak it as we need to. But the basis of is done. Interviewed a new potential operations director. I'm just gonna make a decision on him now. He was pretty decent. He's okay. I enjoyed it. He was good. I just, yeah. I know. I don't know. I think he'll do a good job, but I'm looking for someone to do a great job. So I just need to. I'm gonna ponder on it overnight and then have another chat with him tomorrow. See if any questions you have for me. So yeah, it's been a really good couple of. And then we just finished the day off. Planning some meetings tomorrow. So gotta let somebody go from the business tomorrow, which is always tough. It's always tough to let someone go, but tried to keep this person in the business as much as possible, and it's just not possible anymore. So that needs to happen. The new structure needs to be rolled out and thought of. So plans of that is in place now. And then finished night off, took my girls out for a meal. Lovely meal it was too. And now walking her, go back, do a bit of a bedtime routine, and then probably crack on with some emails and some work ready for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. I'm counting down till we fly back to Spain, España. So looking forward to that, I'll be honest. So that's the next couple of plans for us. Big meeting with all the supervisors and managers tomorrow, just to reset expectations for the rest of May, June. So yeah, that's the plans going forward. One thing I really struggle with, that's negativity. Now don't get me wrong, everyone has a down day, me included. I have days where my mental health is like burst out the seams and I've got to try and transfer it, but I don't understand these people that get up and they dread going to work, they dread getting out of bed. Now if there's a medical condition, I get it, I understand. If you've got medical issues, it's fine, right? But everybody seems to these days have a reason to fucking whinge. Now I know the country's shit, we all know that, but you guys voted Starmer in, so what do you expect? Do you mean? I know that people say there's no jobs. There's jobs out there, go and find them. Depends what you want to do. Well, stay up yourself. But while you have a negative mindset and you manifest the crappy thoughts in your head, then you're always going to have negative stuff hit you. I'm a big believer in you manifest anything you want. Do you mean? Or if you pray, if you're religious, if you manifest, if you dream it, it comes true. Huge believer in that, because I left school, didn't go to college, didn't go to university, started at the bottom. I've cleaned toilets, I've canvassed, I've knocked doors, and the difference between me and a lot of people is persistence, resilience, and consistency. Don't fucking give up. Have a shit time, have a shit day, have a shit fucking hour, but then brush it off and just go out and get it. But too many people out there is all woe me, and it's draining, and that's why I cut a lot of people off. I don't surround myself with anybody who knows negative. If you're negative, you're no good for me. Out you go. All I care about right now is my family, building the empire, and Christ, and that's it. And if you're going to bring negative into any of that space, it's just what do you guys think? Negative or positive?
Hello, I'm Lee Davis. I'm the owner and director at Apollo Business Coaching. So I decided to come to BNI in June last year. I was invited, looked at the setup, seen what the meeting was like, liked the feel and the vibe of the Celtic chapter. So went away, had to think about it, and then decided to join more or less straight after my second visit. I joined then in August, and then since August I've managed to come every week. I've made a lot of good connections in the room. I've made a lot of good business contacts and had a lot of referrals come to me as well. I made my membership back in the first 2 weeks of being a member. It doesn't happen like that for everybody, but for me it was really good. And the key for me when you are a member of BNI is you have to set yourself goals of how much money you want to make while being a member, and how quickly you want to make that as well. And the biggest thing for me is make sure you do your one-to-ones, which I had a lot of one-to-ones. In September I did 30, because I get to know as many people as I can, because if they trust you and they think that you've got good integrity, they will refer you to their customers and their clients. So BNI has really helped me. It's really helped people that I've introduced to it as well. And it's a massive part of my business now, and I will continue it for the foreseeable future.